Change doesn't come if we wait for some other person or some other time. Change comes when we decide that we are the ones we've been waiting for. When we take responsibility for our own future, for our families, for our communities, and for our nation, that's when real progress begins. Can't sit around waiting for opportunity to knock. You have to build the door yourself. Every great movement in history started with ordinary people who decided they could no longer wait for someone else to fix the problems they saw. They took action, even when it was difficult, even when the odds were against them. And that's exactly what you have to do if you want to make a difference. If you want change in your life, you can't just wish for it. You have to work for it. You have to believe that your actions matter, that your voice matters, and that your effort can move mountains. Too many people spend their lives complaining about what's wrong, but never lifting a finger to make it right. Don't be one of them. Be the person who stands up, who speaks out, who tries, who fails, and who tries again. Because every step you take toward change, no matter how small, matters more than you think. When I was young, I learned that success doesn't come from luck or talent alone. It comes from perseverance. It comes from showing up every single day, even when you're tired, even when you feel like giving up. The people who make it in life are not always the smartest, the richest, or the most connected. They are the ones who refuse to quit. They take the small actions that lead to big change. They understand that change is not a moment, it's a process, a journey of determination and belief. You might think you're too small to make a difference. But remember, a single voice can start a movement. A single idea can inspire a generation. The truth is, change starts with one decision. The decision to act. You don't need permission to start changing your life. You don't need approval to start chasing your dream. What you need is the courage to begin. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait for the right time because there is no perfect time. The perfect time is always now. Every person has something powerful inside them, the ability to make things better, to lift others up, to create something meaningful. But that power means nothing if it's never used. You can have the best plans, the biggest dreams, but if you never take that first step, they'll stay just that, dreams. You have to put one foot in front of the other. You have to risk failure to find success. You have to believe that your effort counts, because it does. You see, progress has never been easy. Every generation faces challenges that test their resolve. People told us we couldn't do it. They said it was impossible. But we did it anyway. Not because it was easy, but because we believed that change was worth fighting for. And that's the same spirit you need today. When life knocks you down, don't stay down. Stand back up. Learn from it. Grow from it. Grow from it. Keep going. That's how winners are made. When you take action, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage becomes contagious. Your belief in yourself gives others permission to believe in themselves too. That's how change spreads, one person at a time, one action at a time, one moment of bravery at a time. At a time, one moment of bravery at a time, so never underestimate the power of what you might not see the results right away, but every effort plants a seed. Every act of kindness, every hour of hard work, every step toward your goal is part of something bigger. It's easy to sit back and say, someone should do something. But the truth is, you are that someone. You have the power to make your mark, to change your world, to create the life you want. Don't wait for leaders to tell you what to do. Don't wait for perfect circumstances. Take responsibility for your destiny. Work hard. Stay focused. Keep believing. The only way to see change is to become the change. And remember, success is not about fame, money, or power. It's about purpose. It's about using your gifts to make a difference. It's about leaving the world a little better than you found it. That's what real success is. When you wake up every morning knowing you're doing something that matters, that's when you've truly succeeded. So today, don't just dream about a better life. Start building it. Don't just hope for change. Create it. Take that first step. Speak that first word. Make that first move. The road will be long. It will test you. It will demand everything you've got. But it will also reward you with growth, strength, and purpose. Every great achievement starts with one brave decision, the decision to act. You can't control where you start, but you can control where you start, but you can control where you end up. You can choose to rise, to work harder, to never give up. The world doesn't change because we talk about it. It changes because we do something about it. So take action. Believe in your power. Be the one who stands tall when others fall back. Be the one who dares to try. Because in the end, it's not just about changing the world. It's about changing yourself. And that's where every revolution begins. You want change? Then take action. The future is not waiting. It's calling you. Stand up, step forward, and make it happen. Change doesn't come if we wait for some other person or some other time. Change comes when we decide that we are the ones we've been waiting for. Every generation faces a moment when they realize that no one else is coming to save them. No hero, no leader, no miracle. No miracle. The truth is, we are responsible for our own progress. We are the architects of our destiny. If we want a better tomorrow, we must start building it today. Waiting for someone else to fix things is the easiest way to ensure nothing ever changes. Real growth, real transformation, real success, they all begin with personal responsibility. When you look around and see injustice, inequality, or hopelessness, remember that history's greatest changes didn't start with people who had all the power. They started with ordinary men and women who refused to wait any longer. People who stood up and said, enough is enough. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They took action, they made sacrifices, and they never gave up. That's how revolutions are born. That's how progress moves forward. And that's exactly what you can do too. Change starts in the heart. It begins with belief. Belief that your actions matter, that your voice can make a difference. You might not be able to change the whole world overnight, but you can change your world. You can change your habits, your mindset, your community. You can start small and let your actions grow into something bigger. Because that's how every great change begins, with one person taking one step forward. You can't sit back and wait for life to hand you opportunities. You have to go out and create them. Life rewards those who move with purpose, who dare to dream and then dare to act. There are people who talk about change all their lives, and there are people who make change happen. The difference between them is action. Talking is easy. Wishing is easy. Wishing is easy. But doing, that's where the power lies. If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Don't wait for someone to give you the perfect plan. Don't wait for approval. Don't wait for the world to be ready for your idea. The world is never fully ready for change. That's why it's called change. It disrupts. It challenges. It demands courage. And courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you act even when you are. Every great person who ever achieved something started from the same place, or now. Uncertain, afraid, unsure of what would happen. But they took that first step anyway. The path to change isn't easy. There will be days when you fail. There will be times when people doubt you, criticize you, laugh at your dreams. But every failure teaches you something. Every challenge shapes you. The key is to keep going, to learn, to grow, to rise again after every fall. Because change isn't a single act, it's a journey. And that journey is built on persistence. Think about it. No great leader waited for someone else to act. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't wait for permission to dream. Nelson Mandela didn't wait for the world to accept his fight. Malala didn't wait for safety before speaking up. They acted, they risked, they sacrificed. They changed the course of history because they refused to wait for others to bring the change they wanted to see. The same power lies within you. You don't need to be famous or powerful to make an impact. Every act of kindness, every word of truth, every effort to do what's right, it all matters. You may not see the results immediately, but your actions ripple outward in ways you can't always measure. Someone watching you might be inspired to act too, and that's how movements grow. When you take action, something changes inside you too. You start to feel more alive, more capable, more in control of your destiny. Action gives you confidence. It replaces fear with focus. It reminds you that you're not a spectator in your own life. You're the main character. You have the power to write your story, to direct the scene, to choose the ending. So if you want change, stop waiting for someone else to start it. Stop waiting for perfect conditions, for a sign, for a better time. The time is now. The person is you. You are the one who can make the difference. Whether it's changing your habits, your attitude, your career, or your community, take the first step today. Even the smallest actions can lead to something extraordinary. A single spark can start a fire. A single decision can change your life. A single person can inspire a generation. That's how powerful you are. Never doubt that. The truth is, the world doesn't need more complainers, it needs more doers. It needs people who are willing to roll up their sleeves and make things happen. It needs people who believe in the possibility of change and are brave enough to chase it, So don't let fear stop you. Don't let doubt silence you. Don't let comfort make you lazy. Take that chance. Take that risk. Take that action. Because the future belongs to those who move forward. Those who dream big, work hard, and never stop believing that they can make a difference. And when you look back someday, you'll realize that everything you achieved, every dream you turned into reality, began with one decision, the decision to stop waiting and start doing. That's the moment change begins. That's the moment life truly starts. You are the one you've been waiting for. Take action and let the world feel your impact. When I was young, I learned that success doesn't come from luck or talent alone. It comes from perseverance. It comes from showing up every single day, even when you're tired, even when you feel like giving up. The people who make it in life aren't always the ones who start with the most advantages. They're the ones who never stop trying. They understand that progress is not an accident. It's a choice. You decide every morning whether you're going to give up or keep pushing forward. The ones who win are the ones who keep showing up. Talent can get you started, but it can't carry you to the finish line. Luck might open a door, but it won't keep it open if you're not prepared. Perseverance, discipline, and belief. Those are what make dreams real. Real? Every success story you've ever heard has one thing in common. The person refused to quit. They faced setbacks, rejection, and failure, but they kept moving. Because success is not built in a moment. It's built over time, through thousands of small steps, small victories, and endless effort. There are days when everything will seem impossible. Days when your dreams feel too far away. When the world feels like it's against you. But that's the moment that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Anyone can keep going when things are easy. It's when things get tough that you find out who you really are. If you can keep moving forward when the odds are stacked against you, then you are unstoppable. The people who make history, who leave their mark, aren't superhuman. They're people who made a decision to keep going no matter what. They understood that growth doesn't happen in comfort. Strength doesn't come from success. It comes from struggle. Every time you fail and rise again, you get stronger. Every time you fall short and still try, you build the muscles of resilience. That's what shapes character. That's what builds greatness. There were times in my own life when things didn't go my way. I've lost elections, been told I wasn't ready, been told my ideas were impossible. But I kept going. I learned from my mistakes. I refused to believe that failure defined me, because failure isn't the end, it's just information. It tells you what doesn't work, so you can try something that does. You don't fail when you fall. You fail only when you stop getting back up. And that's what perseverance is all about. Getting back up. And again, no matter how many times life knocks you down. It's about looking at every obstacle and saying, I will find a way through. It's about staying true to your purpose, even when nobody's watching. When everyone else gives up, you stay in the game. Because you know that every day you work, every challenge you overcome is bringing you one step closer to the life you want. The journey towards success isn't a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and detours. You'll take steps forward and steps backward. You'll doubt yourself. You'll wonder if it's all worth it. But if you keep faith in your vision, if you trust the process and keep showing up, you will find your breakthrough. The road may be long, but every mile teaches you something. Every scar becomes a lesson. Every hardship becomes proof that you're stronger than you thought. You might look at others and think, they have it easy, but everyone fights battles you can't see. Everyone has moments of fear and frustration. The difference is what they do with those moments. Some people let challenges stop them. Others use them as fuel. The question is, which kind of person will you be? Will you let life defeat you, or will you use every setback as a reason to rise higher? You have to train your mind the same way athletes train their bodies. You have to build mental endurance. You have to practice patience. You have to wake up every day ready to fight for your dream even when you don't see results right away. Success doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from thousands of small steps in the right direction. It's about consistency. It's about showing up and doing the work, even on the days you don't feel like it. When you're tired, remind yourself why you started. When you're discouraged, remember how far you've come. You didn't come this far just to quit now. You came this far just to quit now. You came this far to finish what you started. So keep moving, keep believing, keep fighting. Because one day all those long nights, All those sacrifices, all those moments of doubt will make sense. They will add up to something incredible. You don't have to be perfect to succeed. You just have to be persistent. You just have to be persistent. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to keep asking the right questions and learning as you go. Progress is built on persistence, not perfection. Every master was once a beginner. Every expert was once clueless. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve is that achievers never stop trying. So when life gets hard, and it will, don't run from the struggle. Embrace it. Let it teach you. Let it make you stronger. Don't see obstacles as barriers. See them as building blocks. Every tough moment you survive prepares you for the next level. Every setback you face is shaping you into the person you need to become to handle success when it comes. Remember, nothing worthwhile comes easy. If it did, everyone would have it. The road to success is long, lonely, and demanding. But it's also beautiful, because along the way, you'll discover who you truly are. You'll learn that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. You'll learn that strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build every single day you refuse to quit. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for someone to push you. Push yourself. Be your own motivation. Remind yourself that every great achievement started with someone who decided not to give up. Let that someone be you. Because in the end, perseverance always wins. Talent fades, luck runs out, but perseverance, that steady, quiet, unshakable determination, will carry you through anything. It will take you farther than you ever thought you could go. It will turn your dreams into reality. Keep showing up. Keep believing. Keep working. Because success doesn't come from luck or talent alone. It comes from the power to persevere. And that power is already inside you. All you have to do is use it. Dude, I think you're too small to make a difference, but remember this. Every great movement in history began with one person who refused to stay silent. A single idea, a single act of courage, a single voice raised in truth has the power to change everything. Never underestimate the impact you can have, because change doesn't begin with crowds. It begins with one heart that dares to believe. Every great leader, every revolutionary, every dreamer, whoever transformed the world started as just one person, just like you. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for someone else to act first. They took that first step no matter how uncertain it felt, and that step changed the course of history. You don't need to have all the resources or the answers to make an impact. You just need belief. Belief that what you do matters. What you do matters. Belief that your voice counts. Belief that your effort, no matter how small, can move the world in a better direction. Too often, people talk themselves out of trying. They say, I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough, I'm not smart enough, or I'm just one person. But that's exactly how every hero once felt. The truth is, greatness is not about power. It's about purpose. It's about refusing to accept things as they are and daring to imagine how they could be better. You don't need permission to start changing your life. You don't need someone to tell you it's okay to chase your dream. The permission you've been waiting for is already yours. The moment you decide to take action, you claim that power. Don't wait for the stars to align, because they never will. Don't wait for the perfect time, because there is no perfect time. The perfect time is the moment you decide to begin. Every second you wait is another second lost, a moment that could have been used to build something meaningful. Think about all the people who changed the world. Scientists, inventors, writers, activists, leaders. None of them started with guarantees. They didn't know if they would succeed. They didn't know if people would listen, but they acted anyway. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison before becoming the symbol of freedom and forgiveness. Malala Yousafzai stood up for education even when her life was at risk. What they all had in common was the courage to start and the faith to keep going. It's easy to believe that only powerful people make a difference. Presidents, billionaires, or celebrities. But real change often begins far away from the spotlight. It begins with teachers who inspire their students, parents who teach values of honesty and kindness, volunteers who give their time, and young people who refuse to give up on their dreams. It begins with ordinary people. It begins with ordinary people doing extraordinary things simply because they care. And you can be one of them. Change doesn't happen overnight. It grows slowly, like a seed planted in the ground. You may not see results right away, but that doesn't mean your effort is wasted. Every time you act, you plant something. Every kind word, every act of honesty, every choice to do the right thing, these are seeds of change. And over time, they grow into something powerful. The world you want to live in won't appear by magic. It will be built by your hands, your choices, your courage. You might fail at first. You might stumble. People might not understand what you're doing. That's okay. Every great person was misunderstood before they were respected. Don't let the fear of failure stop you. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every mistake teaches you something new. Every setback prepares you for the next challenge. The only real failure is giving up before you've even tried. Sometimes taking action feels lonely. You might feel like no one sees your effort, like your work doesn't matter. But it does. Every step forward, no matter how small, is part of a larger story. When you act with purpose, you inspire others without even realizing it. Someone is watching you and thinking, if they can do it, maybe I can too. That's how movements begin, one spark lighting another. The truth is, the world doesn't change because everyone agrees. It changes because someone dares to disagree. Someone dares to stand up and say, this is not right. Someone dares to offer a new idea, to challenge the old ways, to risk being different, that someone could be you. You have a voice and your voice matters. You have ideas and your ideas matter. Don't silence them just because you're afraid. Speak them, live them, share them. When you take action, even in small ways, something incredible happens. You start to see that you are capable of more than you thought. You gain confidence. You grow stronger. You begin to realize that you are not powerless. You are powerful beyond measure. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to stand alone. Every great journey begins with one step. And sometimes that step feels scary. But you have to take it anyway, because the cost of waiting is far greater than the risk of trying. Waiting keeps you stuck. Trying moves you forward. Remember, you were not born to live a small, silent life. You were born to create, to lead, to inspire. You were born to make a difference in whatever way you can. In your school, your home, your neighborhood, your country, your world. Every person has a role to play. Every voice matters. And together, all those small actions add up to something world-changing. So if you want change, start now. Don't look around for heroes. You won. Don't wait for the right time. Make it the right time. Don't wonder if you met. Act like you do, because you do. It is you. The power to shape the future is already in your hands. Use it. Take action. Believe in yourself, because you don't have to change the whole world to make a difference. You just have to start with one thing, one choice, one moment. And when you do, you'll see that your courage, your voice, your effort can inspire others to do the same. That's how real change begins. With one person who decides that enough is enough, and that person could be you. Every person has something powerful inside them, the ability to make things better, to lift others up, to create something meaningful. But that power means nothing if it's never used. You can dream all you want. You can plan all you want. But if you don't take that first step, if you don't act, then your dreams will remain just that. Dreams. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who only imagine it is action. Action is what transforms potential into reality. It's what separates the wishers from the doers, the talkers from the change makers. Inside every human being is an untapped source of energy, creativity, and strength. You might not always feel it, but it's there, waiting to be awakened. Every time you push through fear, every time you decide to try instead of doubt, you unlock a piece of that inner power. Because greatness isn't about what you're given. It's about what you do with it. You can have the best ideas in the world, but they mean nothing if you never bring them to life. A dream sitting in your mind is like a seed in a drawer. It has potential, but it will never grow unless you plant it. You have to take that seed, put it in the ground, water it with effort, and give it time to grow. Action is the water that makes dreams bloom. Without action, nothing changes. Without action, even the best ideas fade away. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, for when they have more time, more money, more confidence. But the right moment never comes. The right moment is the one you create by acting now. The most successful people in the world didn't start when they were ready. They started when they were scared. They learned as they went. They made mistakes, but they kept moving. That's what brought them success. They didn't wait for the world to hand them a chance. They built their own. You don't need to know everything to start. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to begin. The road will reveal itself as you walk it. Every step you take teaches you something new. Every challenge you face makes you stronger. Every risk you take builds courage. You don't have to see the whole path. You just have to take the first step in faith. People often underestimate the power of small actions. They think only big, dramatic gestures matter. But change doesn't always come from huge leaps. It comes from small, consistent steps. Every great building was built one brick at a time. Every masterpiece started with a single stroke. Every victory began with one decision to try. That's how life works. You move forward little by little, and one day you look back and realize how far you've come. Sometimes you'll fail, and sometimes things won't go your way. And that's okay. Failure isn't the end. It's feedback. It's life's way of teaching you how to do better next time. The only real failure is refusing to try. Because if you never take risks, you never learn, and if you never learn, you never grow. Every successful person has a list of failures behind them, but they kept going. They didn't let fear stop them. They understood that growth only happens when you step outside your comfort zone. You might look at others and think they have something you don't. More talent, more luck, more connections. But the truth is, they just took action when you didn't. They dared to start. They dared to take chances. They dared to take chances. They dared to believe that what they had inside was enough. And it was. It's not that they're special, it's that they decided to use what they had. And you can do the same. Inside you is the same power that built empires, wrote songs, invented machines, healed nations, and changed the world. It's the power of effort, belief, and persistence. It's the power that says, I can. The only thing standing between you and what you want is hesitation. And once you overcome that, once you decide to act, everything begins to shift. You don't have to change the world all at once. Start small. Start with what's in front of you. Help one person. Learn one new thing. Take one small step toward your dream. Action builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. And confidence builds success. Every time you act, you prove to yourself that you can. Every time you take a step forward, the next step becomes easier. The problem is most people overthink. They wait, they plan, they talk about what they'll do someday, but someday never comes. You have to stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating them. You have to stop talking about change and start making it. Life doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who act. And when you act, something beautiful happens. You inspire others. People see your courage and find their own. Your movement gives birth to another. Your strength becomes contagious. You become a light for others walking in the dark. That's how leaders are made, not by words, but by example. So use the power inside you. Use your time wisely. Don't let fear, doubt, or laziness steal your dreams. Every minute you waste is a minute you'll never get back. The life you want is waiting for you to show up. It won't come to you. You have to go get it. Remember, it's not enough to hope. It's not enough to want. You have to do. You have to take the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. You have to trust that your effort matters. You have to believe that your hands can shape your destiny. The power is already within you. You were born with it. It's in your mind, your heart, your determination. You don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You just need to begin. Because once you take that first step, once you use that power that's been waiting inside you, nothing can stop you. You'll see that you were never powerless at all. You'll see that the world responds to action. You'll see that every dream you have is possible if you're willing to work for it. So take that step. Make that move. Speak that truth. Don't just live. Create. Don't just exist. Act. The power is yours. Use it and watch your life transform.